Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast. And this video is going to be very exciting for those snow lovers and those wintry vibe lovers, because in this video, we're going to be talking about a potential October snowstorm for the Midwest and Great Lakes expected here in by the end of this week here. Models do support it, and we are having a big cold front coming at the end of the week that will also bring in those below freezing temperatures. So very likely that we can have a snowstorm here that is from the Rocky Mountains all the way up into the Great Lakes there near Wisconsin, Illinois, possibly Minnesota, even Michigan there. You guys can possibly be involved with this snowstorm here. We don't have exact snowfall totals or exact regions. That will obviously get more exact as we get closer, but this is going to be a very brief video on the potential for the snowstorm location, probability on it actually happening, what areas can possibly get impacted, and all that. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So as you see, we do actually have now winter weather advisory. This is actually not for the snowstorm I'm talking about, but this is just some snow out here we are seeing for Montana. We do have high wind watches and high wind warnings for portions of the Rockies and Western Plains here. Gonna be really windy here. We're seeing a nice new pattern change here, bringing us some extremely windy conditions for the portions of the Northwest here, and that can very well limit conditions, especially with the incoming snow here in areas of Idaho, Washington, Wyoming, I believe areas of Oregon as well. It's going to limit visibility here. It may be light to moderate snow. It may not even be that bad, but the winds will make it look a lot worse here. And hopefully those winds do calm down when that bigger snowstorm is expected to happen there, and possibly going to go sweep areas of the Midwest and Great Lakes here. Some malls get it as far as down here. So this general area can very well get impacted by it. We're just really looking at where exactly. So this is the area of uncertainty here for the snowstorm. But let's go and check it now. Look at the models. So this is the newest 18Z GFS model run. As you see, this is the snowstorm, or not snowstorm. This is the snow we're seeing. That is why we have winter weather advisories issue there. But here's a snowstorm here. As you see, it's a very large one coming from British Columbia there and portions of Western Canada. This is actually October 16th here, and it's going to come in at a very significant for portions of Montana there, North Dakota. Going to bring some snow for Billings. Not going to involve the Rockies, much like that typical pattern where it kind of starts here. It's going to kind of go more like this way, a little bit more to the northeast of the typical snow where it goes. As you do, it's going to bring snow for portions of Wisconsin, the upper mitten of Michigan, portions of upstate Minnesota, North Dakota, portions of Wyoming, and Montana. And then they have it now going up to like the Halloween blizzard last year, if you guys remember that. The typical snow pattern where it goes all up from Wisconsin to portions of Kansas. So this is what the GFS is showing. This is October 18th. Some snow here for all of Iowa, including Des Moines, Nebraska City, Omaha, just north of Kansas City there, St. Joseph, Missouri, Madison, Wisconsin. And then by October 18th, later in the day, it starts to get overtaken with the rain because temperatures will just be below freezing. So if they do warm up a lot more, then it will be kind of more of rain. But the heavy snow going to continue for northern Illinois, portions of Wisconsin, including Madison, Aurora, maybe Chicago. It looks like Chicago may just get a couple flurries based on this and missing out for the majority of it. But obviously, this is just one run. We will get a lot more information once we get a lot closer. So here looking at the GFS, or sorry, not the GFS, the European model, which is very accurate with snowstorms. I see there it is, October 14th. Some really light snow there for Montana next coming hours, which is why we have those winter weather advisories. And then later on, there's that big one coming from British Columbia there. A very powerful snowstorm. I see it's really large, very strong low pressure there, 1,001 millibars. And you see going to come, actually the Europeans supporting snowfall from Minneapolis, Eau Claire. It's going to come in two different ways, but they will connect in the end. As you see, they somewhat try to connect there. And as you see, look at that. Then they got a second wave. And this is going to be a lot bigger from Montana all the way up to Wisconsin. This is October 19th, so a lot later than GFS is showing. Very heavy snow for all of North Dakota. Showing snow from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities there. Those Twin Cities. Billings areas near Bismarck, and it brings snow more for upstate Wisconsin, upstate Minnesota, upstate Michigan. Not really those lower areas where we have Madison, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, and it's going to kind of be more of a northern Midwest storm. And then the Europeans doing kind of like some lingering showers after that, kind of staying in Minnesota, Wyoming, and Idaho throughout the next coming days there after that snowstorm. So let's take a look at the new GFS 18Z model snowfall totals, and as you do see, it's not too significant. The most amount of snowfall obviously will be up there in the northwestern part of Montana, bringing up to around 2 feet of snowfall. Look how intense it was in British Columbia, well over 2 feet. But here it's going to be not too intense here, so it's going to bring in some snow there for the lower Midwest and then much of the upper Midwest. So it's not going to be like really completely together. It's going to be kind of two waves of the same low pressure, if that makes sense here. But as you do see, the most amount of snow will be obviously for the Rockies up there in Wyoming, Montana, scattered areas up to a foot. And then much of the upper Midwest there where we have obviously higher populations with Duluth, Eau Claire, Marquette, Bismarck, some higher populated areas. Only going to be seeing really from a trace to 5-6 inches maximum. Des Moines up to 2 to 4 inches based on this. Madison, Wisconsin, 3 inches. Chicago, a trace maximum up near Rockford, 1 to 2 inches. Up near Duluth, Minnesota, there's where we can get some decent amount of snowfall. Always in Duluth, we get a couple or a few inches more than other areas in the state of Minnesota. And as you see, they're expected up to 5 to 6 inches of snowfall in areas just north, up to 7 inches. Obviously, do not get disappointed if you're in Chicago, if you're in Muskegon, if you're in Minneapolis. Don't be disappointed by the GFS, because this is still a few days away and it has plenty of time to change. So let's take a look at the European model. European is obviously more north, but supporting more snowfall, especially for the Montana area. They're supporting up to 3 feet of snowfall here, but we are seeing up to 43 inches of snowfall there in British Columbia. And I believe that is Alberta. Do correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is Alberta. This is obviously British Columbia. And that's Saskatchewan. I do not know how to pronounce that region there in Canada, so I apologize if I just made fun of myself trying to pronounce that. But as you see there, up to around just over 3 feet of snowfall there based on the European, which is by far one of the most accurate models, in my opinion, based on the past years I've seen for snowstorms, showing around 1.5 feet for Yellowstone. As you see, it's going to be more of a northern Montana storm. Typically, we see them being more of western Montana storms, but this is going to be kind of more of upstate Montana from the west to the east. And as you see, showing a lot more snowfall for North Dakota and portions of the upper Midwest, up to 4 to 6 inches of snowfall for western and northern North Dakota, and up to the border where we have Fargo and portions of near Grand Forks. They're showing up to around 7 to 8 inches in those general areas, up to 2 to 5 inches for around general areas, and upper South Dakota, but from the lower part of the state, a trace to nothing, really a trace as well for other portions of Wyoming. And then we got to the Twin States there, or the Twin Cities right there in Minneapolis, St. Paul, but the Twin States, Minnesota and Wisconsin, very alike, but also very different to each other. They're also getting a little bit higher snowfall totals, but on the northern part of the states. Obviously, they're not showing any snow for any snow for Kansas, any snow for Missouri, any snow for Nebraska, Iowa, or Illinois. So it's kind of completely different there. GFS takes it all the way to down here before turning into rain. But European kind of keeps it, that low pressure going like that, really kind of staying way to the north. But that's going to support more snowfall for upstate Minnesota. 6 to 9 inches expected there, and then upstate Michigan and Wisconsin, 2 to 4 inches as well. So let's talk about how this possible. How is this snowstorm going to come to be? Obviously, they're going to have that big cold front here coming a few days before the snowstorm actually comes. So this is October 15th. Snowstorm is expected to get in the United States around October 18th, there for portions of Montana. As you see, October 18th, we have the very large cold front that's going to bring that snow with it. It is exactly why it's going to really change those temperatures quite fast from warmer to very cold. And that's going to be a very big, significant cold front going as far down as the Mexico border. So there's not going to be a problem with really extremely warm temperatures. It's going to keep these temperatures very cold, below freezing, in these general areas of the upper Midwest. Check out the two temperatures shaded here. So let's go actually into the Midwest region here. Or actually, let's go to the Northwest first. Or actually, just say the general United States. It's kind of easier. So you see October 16th. The lows are obviously below freezing, but, you know, not really where you want them to guarantee. But look at the significant change. Negative digits, -6 degrees for Yellowstone, single digits across Montana there. I mean, look at that, -9 for Yellowstone, 14 to 12 degrees for Nebraska, 2 degrees, 1 degrees. All this is going to be at the same time as that snowstorm. It's going to be perfect timing there. 4 degrees, -7, -9 degrees here in October as overnight lows 5 degrees. And the next night's going to be obviously a lot warmer because that cold front's going to follow that snowstorm there. Oh, sorry, that snowstorm's going to follow that cold front. Let's check out the Midwest here on October 19th when it's expected to come there. I mean, look at that. That is some very cold temperatures. 6 degrees for portions of South Dakota, well below freezing temperatures there. And then the night of the 19th, this is when the snow actually really starts to come in the Midwest there. 18 degrees, 13 degrees, 8 degrees for portions of North Dakota. We're going to be seeing single digits for portions of the Dakotas. 19 degrees for Minnesota at the coldest. 19 for coldest for Minnesota. Sorry, for Wisconsin. 12 degrees coldest for Nebraska. All of Iowa will be overnight. Lows will be below freezing. See now 30s. Getting into Arkansas. 28 degrees getting to Arkansas. This is very cold. Very cold. And October 20th, obviously temperatures will warm up a tad, but still well below freezing temperatures. 21 degrees, 24 degrees, 27 degrees. And obviously just to warm up once that snowstorm does leave, but still going to be seeing some cold temperatures.